Our bodies are intricate networks of veins, arteries and capillaries, transporting vital nutrients and oxygen to every cell. We often hear the astonishing claim that if laid end to end, our blood vessels could circle the Earth multiple times. This captivating tidbit claims our blood vessels would stretch 100,000 kilometers long, a number often repeated in casual conversation and even formal educational settings. It's a fun fact, easily digestible and undeniably impressive. But how often do we stop to question the validity of such claims? In the age of instant information, where facts are shared with the click of a button, the line between truth and fabrication can become blurred. We accept information readily, especially when it comes from seemingly reliable sources or has been repeated numerous times. But what happens when these widely accepted facts are, in reality, unsubstantiated claims? The internet has become a breeding ground for the rapid dissemination of information, both accurate and inaccurate. The claim about our 100,000-kilometer blood vessels is a prime example of a piece of information that has been shared and reshared countless times, often without any critical examination. It appears on countless websites, blog posts, and social media feeds, cementing its place in our collective consciousness as an indisputable truth. The internet's echo chamber effect amplifies this phenomenon. When we see the same piece of information repeated across multiple platforms, often accompanied by eye-catching visuals and bold claims, it's easy to fall prey to confirmation bias. We tend to accept information that aligns with our existing beliefs and discard information that challenges them. In the case of the blood vessel claim, its sheer impressiveness makes it all the more shareable, fueling its viral spread. Intrigued by the pervasiveness of this claim and its questionable origins, we embarked on an investigative journey to uncover the truth behind the 100,000-kilometer figure. Our quest for the source of this medical myth led us down a rabbit hole of internet searches, scientific journals, and expert consultations. We quickly discovered that tracing the origins of information online can be an arduous task, akin to finding a needle in a digital haystack. Websites often cite other websites as sources, creating a tangled web of information with no clear starting point. Many articles and blog posts that mention the 100,000-kilometer figure fail to provide any citations or references to support their claims. This lack of transparency makes it incredibly difficult to verify the accuracy of the information presented and to determine its original source. Our search led us to the website of the Franklin Institute, a renowned science museum in Philadelphia. The website features an article that mentions the impressive length of our blood vessels, stating that they could wrap around the Earth more than twice. While this article didn't explicitly state the 100,000-kilometer figure, it did offer a potential clue. A reference to a book titled The Human Body by Dr. A.G. Suzuki. Dr. Suzuki is a respected physician and author known for his work on the circulatory system. Could his book be the source of the elusive statistic? We managed to track down a copy of The Human Body and eagerly flipped through its pages, hoping to find the answer to our question. Unfortunately, our search through Dr. Suzuki's book proved fruitless. While the book contained a wealth of information about the circulatory system, it made no mention of the 100,000-kilometer figure. Determined to get to the bottom of this mystery, we decided to reach out to Dr. Suzuki directly. We drafted a polite and inquisitive letter outlining our research and expressing our interest in uncovering the origins of the blood vessel claim. In the letter, we asked Dr. Suzuki if he was aware of the 100,000-kilometer figure and if he could shed any light on its potential origins. We also inquired about the research methods used to calculate the total length of blood vessels in the human body. With a mix of anticipation and skepticism, we sent the letter off, hoping for a response that could finally put an end to our quest. To our surprise, Dr. Suzuki responded to our letter a few weeks later. In his response, he expressed his familiarity with the claim but admitted that he too was unsure of its origins. He explained that while it's true that the human circulatory system is incredibly vast, the precise length of our blood vessels is difficult to calculate and remains a subject of debate within the scientific community. Dr. Suzuki's response, while insightful, left us with more questions than answers. If even a leading expert on the circulatory system couldn't pinpoint the source of this ubiquitous claim, then where did it come from? Had it been misattributed to Dr. Suzuki or another expert in the field? Or was it simply a case of a made-up statistic that had gained traction over time? Our investigation into the origins of the 100,000-kilometer blood vessel claim highlighted a crucial issue in the digital age: the importance of critical information consumption. In today's world, where we are bombarded with an overwhelming amount of information from various sources, it's more important than ever to approach what we read, see, and hear with a healthy dose of skepticism. Blindly accepting information without questioning its validity can have far-reaching consequences. It can lead to the spread of misinformation, the perpetuation of harmful stereotypes, and the erosion of trust in credible sources of information. To navigate the complexities of the digital age effectively, we must become more discerning consumers of information. Section 8. The collective responsibility to verify. The responsibility to verify information doesn't solely lie with journalists, scientists, or educators. It's a collective responsibility that we all share. As individuals, we have a duty to ourselves and to others to be critical thinkers, to question what we encounter, and to seek out evidence to support claims before accepting them as truth. This involves developing a healthy skepticism towards the information we encounter, especially online. It means being wary of sensationalized headlines, overly simplistic explanations, and information presented without proper citations or sources. It also means being mindful of our own biases and being willing to consider perspectives that challenge our own. Section 9. The power of a simple question. One of the most powerful tools in our arsenal against misinformation is the simple act of asking questions. When we encounter a claim that seems too good to be true, too shocking to be accurate, or simply lacks sufficient evidence, we should ask ourselves, what is the source of this information? Who is making this claim? What evidence is there to support it? Asking these questions can help us to identify potential red flags and to determine whether a claim is worth further investigation. If a claim lacks credible sources, if it's based on flimsy evidence, or if it comes from a source with a clear bias, then it's likely best to approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism. Section 10. Navigating the digital age of information. In the digital age, we have access to more information than ever before, but this abundance of information also presents us with new challenges. It's no longer enough to simply consume information passively. We must be active participants in the process, critically evaluating what we encounter and seeking out reliable sources of information. Navigating the digital age of information requires us to be more discerning, more critical, and more engaged than ever before. It's a continuous learning process, but one that is essential for our individual and collective well-being. Section 11. The enduring quest for truth. The quest for truth has been a driving force for humanity since the dawn of time. In the digital age, this quest has taken on new urgency and complexity. As we grapple with the challenges of misinformation, disinformation, and the sheer volume of information available to us, it's important to remember that the truth is out there, but it requires effort, discernment, and a healthy dose of skepticism to uncover. Our investigation into the 100,000-kilometer blood vessel claim serves as a reminder that even seemingly innocuous pieces of information can have questionable origins. It highlights the importance of critical thinking, source verification, and the need to approach information with a discerning eye. In the end, the quest for truth is an ongoing journey, one that requires us to be constantly vigilant, intellectually curious, and always willing to question what we think we know.